All right. So hi, my name is Jesus, and I'm doing my project on this computer programming. So more specifically, is this computer algebra system, and it's just a software where you're able to do mathematical problems on it. So like integrals, Riemann sums, limits. You can do all that with certain ones. So the first example I got is Desmos. Desmos, as you can see there on the left, there's a graph. The main function of Desmos is the graph. So it's not the main, but like it is the main, but there's also other stuff you could do. So you could do integrals as you can see right here to the right. You do integrals. The only problem with it is you can only have upper and lower bounds. I've tried it. You cannot do it without the upper or lower bounds. But they don't only do that. They also do this Desmos sixth to eighth grade math curriculum. And I've looked into it, and you can only do it if so. So what you do is, if you're a teacher, you have to request more information, and you got to put like your school district and stuff like that in order to uh, get this. And according to them, I didn't put any picture on here, but according to them, it actually improved like the students wanting to learn more and their performance on actually learning more. So I think it's cool that they do that. And the only problem I have with Desmos is like they don't have that much other stuff. Like I don't think you can do limits on here. You can't do other stuff that I could do. So then like symbol lab, symbol lab, you're able to do a lot of different types. Like you see up here, you can do pre-algebra, algebra, pre-calculus, stuff like that. But it's not perfect either. As you can see, you can do steps. Like it gives you steps, so it's a good way to practice and learn. But it's not entirely perfect because with this problem, taking an integral from 0 to infinity, 1 over square root, and stuff like that. You see that, right? It says there are no steps currently available for it, and it didn't give me the answer either. So there are still flaws with it, but however, it's still pretty good. And if there's two options you can do, you can sign in. It gives you a couple options, and not really helpful options though. But subscribe to access all this stuff. You're able to get full uh, access to the full steps. So you can see there, the simplified 2 times x to the power of 2 plus x, that has a little gray thing, and that means it's just like it didn't show all the steps. Like there are still more steps to that, but it just summed it up to there. If you subscribe to it, you're able to see the entire steps. So it's I personally, this is my favorite so far. And the last one I'm gonna talk about is Geogebra. Geogebra is kind of like Desmos because it also has a graph. It's a little different, obviously, but it has a graph. That's the curriculum, the sixth to eighth curriculum. It didn't show no reviews of how students perform in there, but it just says the same thing about them able to provide the same thing, like learning stuff. And it was really good also. You're able to do without lower bounds, the integrals without lower bounds, and able to have it with lower bounds. And if you read this, there are still some problems with it, like this C1, you're able to adjust it with that slider, but it's slow. Like it's not even slow, but like if you were to move it, the graph doesn't move with it. Like you had to double tap it in order for it to actually move. So just little stuff like that could make it a problem, and it was definitely a problem I was trying to use it. So pretty much what I would recommend is these GeoGebra and Desmos. Those are the only ones that that are like with graphs. Like if you want something with graphs, those definitely the two options. Anything other than that, just stick to Symbol Lab. Because Symbol Lab, you're able to do a lot of different stuff. I should have put a picture on here, but I didn't. But there's a lot of different stuff you could do. You could do limits, you could do Riemann sums, and it goes like this, a lot of stuff. And with learning though, it says you're able to do quizzes and personalized practice problems, but I still don't think it's a good idea to use this as a learning tool. I think this is just like not necessarily a learning tool, but you shouldn't be teaching yourself with Symbolab. You should just be practicing with Symbolab instead of trying to teach yourself with it. And I think Symbolab is definitely good with that. Just knows limits. And same with these other ones. You don't want to be teaching yourself with these, but just more practicing with them in order to get everything down. And that's about it.